today I'm going to be showing you how to make a DIY macrame, and I've been wanting to do this video for like a really long time. I made this macrame not too long ago, like a couple months ago, and then I found, well, I'm still working on the bottom part of it. Ah, my cat! She's literally biting my foot right now. But yeah, I actually wanted to create like an Etsy shop like way back in the summertime, but I never got around to it because I've been making a lot of like DIY things with driftwood and macrame. So I thought I would show you how to make your own DIY macrame wall hanging. So yeah, I really like this one. It's like boho beachy, and you could just find like any driftwood just on the beach or whatever, but it's actually winter time now, so I don't know. But yeah, I find all my macrame ideas on Pinterest, so you should follow me on Pinterest because I pin a lot of ideas there, and this one that I'm showing you today is really easy and fun to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Give it a like and subscribe, and yeah, let's just get right into the video. So what you will need is macrame cord, scissors, a driftwood stick, a ruler, and I found this little like tool to shred string in my mom's sewing box, but I'm not really sure what it is, but you could just use a needle. It's just optional. And you just want to tie some string to your driftwood. And then I just started by measuring out 24 strings that were 10 feet long each, and just remember that there's 1 foot in 12 inches, and yeah, you just want to make 24 strings. So now I'm going to show you the next step, which is attaching it to your driftwood stick, and this is called the lark's head knot. So I just took 1 string and put the 2 ends together to double it, and then you just want to take the side that has the loop on it and just put the ends through the loop, and yeah, it's really easy. So once you have all your strings on your driftwood, I'm now going to show you how to make the 4-strand braid, and it's really easy. You just want to take the string that's farthest to the right, or you could do it the other way, it doesn't really matter, and you just want to go over, under, and over again, and yeah, you basically just repeat that throughout the whole braid. Once you get to the end of the braid, you just want to take a separate string, and this is going to be for the slip knot. So I just cut off a little piece, and then I created a loop right by the end of the braid, and then I just started wrapping it around itself for like 3 or 4 times. It doesn't really matter. And then you just want to take the end of that string and put it through the loop. And then you just want to take the top part of the string and pull it so that the knot forms right in the middle of the part that was wrapped around. I know it may seem kind of confusing, but it's really easy. And you just want to pull really tight, and then make sure you cut off the 2 ends, but make sure it's the slip knot, not like the other strings. So for the next part, you're going to take the next 3 groups, but it's actually a total of 6 strings. And this type of knot is called the double half hitch. The string that's farthest to the left is your working string, and you just want to hold it at a diagonal, like at an angle, and then take the next string to the right and form a letter U, and then you just pinch it against the diagonal string and pull it through. Now it might seem really hard at first because for a while I just could not get it for some reason, and it's like really easy, but it just takes practice, I guess. But yeah, it's just repetition. But I just want to say, after you make one knot, you want to make another one to complete the whole knot. So you'll want to loop the string around twice for each string. I'm so bad at explaining things, but for each string you want to just loop it around twice to complete the whole knot. So yeah, that's really important so that it doesn't fall out or anything. And also your working string, whichever way you hold it, that's the direction it will go. So if you hold it straight across, it'll make like a line going horizontally, I guess. And if you hold it at an angle, then it'll go diagonal. So that's the trick. So I actually just made 3 rows of that going the same direction. Now we're going to go the opposite direction to the left, and it's just the same thing, but you're going a different way. So I'm actually going to make a little zigzag pattern, and then at the bottom I will make 3 more rows. So hopefully you can just tell by watching me and by practicing it on your own. But yeah, it's really easy once you learn how to do it. So this is what it should look like when it's done, and I did the exact same thing to the other side, but as you can tell it's pointing in different directions. So you just want to take the next 2 groups, but it's 4 strings total, and we're going to do another row of a double half hitch. So you just want to do another row for the 4 strings, and then you want to take another set of 4 strings and make a row going the opposite direction, but they will be connected. So to connect the 2 sides, it doesn't really matter which way you go as long as you connect it, and you pull it through twice. So then I just decided to do this 3 more times, so it's a total of 4 rows. So now I'm going to show you how to make the square knot, but some people may call it the box knot. So basically you just take one side and make a number 4, and then you place the string that's farthest to the right and put it on top and then pull it through the back. I'm so bad at explaining things, but hopefully you can tell what I'm doing here. But yeah, to make this knot you will need a total of 4 strings. So now once you do it one way, then you want to alternate and make a backwards 4 over the 2 strings, and then take the string that's farthest to the left and pull it through the loop, and that's what completes the square knot. Then I made another square knot right next to it. Once you have 2 square knots right next to each other, then you're going to take 2 strings from each of them so that you have 4 strings all together, and we're just going to connect the 2 so that there's one in the center of them now, and you just want to make another square knot right below it. And I actually ended up adding on to it, so this is what it looks like when all the square knots are done. So now we're going to continue on with the double half hitch, but it's going to end up creating a frame around the square knots, so it'll be in a shape of a V. So basically you just want to do one side until you get to the middle, and then do the other side and then connect them. And I actually just added on another row, but I continued it down on the left side, and then you just want to continue it down on the right side too to form an X. So now moving back up to the other part, you're going to continue the 4th row on the left side. You're just going to continue that line all the way down to where the X is, and you're going to connect those two ends together. So now we're going to make more square knots, and we are going to make 4 of them right underneath the X part. So you just want to make 1, and then you want to take 2 of the strings from the square knot and then 2 new strings because it's going at an angle, and you just want to make a square knot on each side of it and then 1 on the bottom. Now we're going to just continue doing the double half hitch knot all the way down till you reach the middle of the square knot. So now you want to go over to the right and continue the double half hitch knot all the way down, and you're going to connect the 2 sides, and that will complete the first part of the whole middle of the macrame. So yeah, it's hard for me to explain all this. Hopefully you can just watch this and be able to tell what I'm doing. Once you connected the first part of it, just keep continuing it all the way down and then connect it right at the end. Now you're going to go over on the right side along the double half hitch part, and we're going to be making more square knots, but they're going to be going at an angle, and this part is kind of hard to explain too, but you're basically going to start out with 5 square knots, and then you'll move on to 4 down below them, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. You'll be able to see, like, once I'm done with all this, you're just going to take 2 from the first square knot and then 2 new ones, and that's how you connect all of them together so that they go at an angle. So yeah, I just completed 5 square knots, and then for the next row you're going to do 4 square knots, then 3, then 2, then 1, and that's basically it. So this is what it looks like so far. Now you're going to connect the 2 ends together, and you're going to continue it down, creating the double half hitch knot all the way along the square knots, and you're going to create an X, so do the same for the other side. Alright, now we're going to do another pattern using the double half hitch knot again, but you will need 8 strings total, and we're just going to be doing like a shape of a V. So you just want to do half of it and then move on to the left side and do the other half and then connect them both together. So now we're just going to do another V shape underneath the other one, and you are going to need 18 strings total, and you can kind of see like me counting them all out, and you just kind of want to leave a gap in between the other V. Well, it ends up doing that anyways, but yeah, I'm just doing the double half hitch one side and then do the right side and connect them together. So once you are done with that V, you won't need to measure out the next set of strings because you just use the ends of the X and create the next 2 rows. So yeah, that is the pattern and I think it looks really cool. Now we are just finishing up the macrame, so we're going to be doing more square knots. So just take 4 strings from the end of the middle part and just make 3 square knots going diagonal, and you want to do the same for the other side. And then I created a little pattern in the middle, so I made 1 square knot and then I made 2 more going diagonal, and then I made 2 more on the other side, and it created like this little diamond shape. So yeah, that turned out really cute. So here's what it looks like when it's pretty much all done. The last thing I did was just cut it down in like different lengths. And then I just took this little needle thing, I'm not sure what it's called, but I just used that to make the fringe, and this is totally optional, but I thought it looked better if you just kind of shred the ends. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed and found this helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!